So this little symbol is okay because it's like, we're hiking. And then this little, it's like, we're kind of hiking. We're kind of also shitting our pants. Where are we going again? The giant steps. We are still in Lake Louise on Canada Day long weekend. This time we're in a little spot which is on the other side of the hike we did yesterday, called Paradise Valley. Instead of going all the way down to Moraine Lake, we're here, and this is the mountains that we went up yesterday. And there's supposed to be giant steps down there, which is a fair size trail here. It's like a 10-kilometer one way. So, but it's a lot less elevation because it's not actually a peak. We're actually crossing that entire valley. And then we're gonna get to the Horseshoe Glacier, which is at the other end of that. So it should be a very pretty scene. So I guess we're gonna be able to see Lake Annette and the Paradise Valley and the Horseshoe Glacier. And also something that's highly recommended if you guys are planning, anybody's planning a trip down here, is that we got here at just after 6 o'clock in the morning and they'd already closed down the road. So people will come here, and after there's a certain amount of cars that go into the site for Lake Moraine, then they just close the whole thing down and you can't get in and out. They do that because it's limited parking. There is a shuttle that'll bring you. I don't know if the shuttle will bring you to this trailhead necessarily.
No, only to Moraine Lake.
Oh, so it'll only bring you to Moraine. So you kind of have to get here early if you're going to do the Paradise Valley, although there is a tiny parking lot here. And right now we've been here for about 40 minutes. So it's not full. But you can see behind us there, that's one of the shuttles that's going across. So the first little bit of this trail, you're just going upwards. It's just a slow grind upwards. You're following the side of this creek. You can tell as we're going up on the trail, the creek is getting less and less loud, and we're going higher and higher, getting a little bit of elevation. You can also see a nice view. That's Mount Temple in behind there, and there's actually a permanent glacier on top of that thing. So you're about 1 kilometer and a bit upwards, and you're gonna get a straight north turn, and then you're gonna see another T intersection here. And it's another important part here because if you keep going this way, you can get back to Lake Louise. And at the previous intersection, down there, you can actually keep going towards Moraine Lake. There's actually a mountain biking trail that'll go from Paradise Valley all the way back to Moraine Lake. We're going on this trail here, which basically is the Paradise Valley campground, which at the one end there's a campsite if you actually want to backpack. There's a Saddleback Pass where we were at the other end of that trail yesterday. Lake Annette and the giant steps are at the far end, and the Sentinel Pass, which I was told that you couldn't get across there yesterday by someone.
You can, I just don't want to.
Oh.
Don't you see the difference between the hiking guys?
Oh, so is that what it is? So these are okay. So this little symbol is okay because it's like, we're hiking. And then this little, it's like, we're kind of hiking. We're kind of also shitting our pants. So we finally got it 3.5 kilometers in and just over an hour. Now we come across this nice little creek. It seems like there's multiple river crossings here for this trail. I'm not too sure why. This is also springtime in the mountains, even though it's July, because there's a ton of water flowing through here. It's crazy view behind us here. And also yesterday we would have had the chance if we wanted to climb up that peak in behind there, and we didn't. We chose the one on the other side. And then in the front over here, that's was it Shale? Shale Mountain? Shale? I don't know how to pronounce it. S-H-A-O-L? Yeah. Which is that big peak right up top over there. I don't know if that's climbable, but not on this side for sure. We got a magnificent view in behind us here of Temple Mountain. So yeah, it's a very pretty spot to be coming, taking pictures. We're taking a little bit of a break, drink some water, get hydrated, and then hit back on the trail. Well, you don't have to go very far. And they've built another bridge to get across the stream again. Like I said, this is Mountain Spring because I'm playing the wheel of death here with the stream, which is actually overflowing. And there's no controlling this. This trail will probably come back to normal in like a month, maybe 2, once this is all done. But there's enough rocks and stuff for me to get over here. I didn't get my feet wet. Did you get your feet wet? No? I got a little bit of mud on mine, but so this is the nice little bridge they got hanging out here with the great views, and we're on the other side of the creek again. Still find it. 6-kilometer mark. Actually, once you leave the creek and you start going past the creek, it's going to be not too steep, but it's a steady incline the entire way up. So the road to Lake Annette is pretty easy all the way up to 5 kilometers, and the last kilometer is pretty much an uphill climb. And then we can hear it now. You get to Lake Annette. Before showing you guys the lake, I'm going to show you guys how to get your feet wet in the mountains. That creek that we were hiking is basically down here, and this is where all the water starts. We're here. So we get, I get a gorgeous view right now of Mount Temple right in front of me, which is actually letting all the snow melt into this lake, which is Lake Annette, folks. Gorgeous view, gorgeous lake. When we got here, there was a few people. They just hiked up here, and now they're gone. So we got the whole place to ourselves for now. This is only halfway in our hike, so we're gonna keep on going here. But yeah.
Beautiful.
Out of 10.
10.
10?
10.
It's not even a 9.9?
No.
It's a 10.
It's a 10.
So we should just leave and go home. We find a 10 out of 10.
Well, no, because we can find more 10 out of 10s.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yep.
There's more than one 10 out of 10?
Yep.
Huh. And there's a few things you can do here. You can see that ridge that runs across here. This is like a foothills. It probably has a name, but it's kind of a foothills for Mount Temple. And there's a pass that goes in behind here. So we could literally go around Annette Lake and go around, and you could follow that. You have to be really careful here because this is definitely, you see that pile of snow, it's definitely avalanche zone. I don't think I would be doing this in like early spring, but later in the year, this is always going to be an avalanche zone because there's glaciers on the top. But really, there's not a whole lot that falls down there if you come here in September and October. But there's another lake on the other side of that mountain here, and you could actually keep following that and go back to Moraine Lake Road. And we are actually going to Giant Steps, which is right over here. I'll show you the sign. So that Sentinel Pass will actually go on the other side of Temple Mountain, and you can actually get, you could 100% do a hike that goes around Temple Mountain. You would have to go through Sentinel Pass, and you could come right to Lake Annette, and then you'd go all the way to that lake, and you could totally get around. I don't think it's considered like an actual trail. I don't think anybody's done that. Maybe someone has, but it'd be something cool to check out someday. So after you leave Lake Annette, you're gonna get a pretty, would you consider it steep? It's not really a steep incline, but it's a steady incline for a good, that's a good straight up kilometer. And then basically what you're doing is you're climbing up the ridge from the lake. And then the trail somehow doesn't follow the creek. Where it's flat, it follows a chunk of the ridge. So, and then you would go another 1 or 2 kilometers is my guess on the ridge, and then you come back down to get to the Giant Steps. At any time of year, when you go hiking in the mountains, you will find snow. It goes down not too far. We seen one yesterday that was on the top of a mountain that went down a good 200-300 meters. And just kind of have to be careful around here. No, so yeah, this is another little small plateau in behind us here. And it's kind of pooling water. Yeah, it's kind of pooling water. There's a small stream. And we learned yesterday that this stuff is quite dangerous. Yeah, it packs down really hard and it gets really slippery, but it makes the best snowballs. Like you in a pinch could take out a grizzly bear or a heather, either or. Can you, are you good at softball?
No.
You sure? Strike!
And I'm not.
That's about the 7.5 kilometer mark. It's about 1.5 kilometers past Lake Annette. You kind of hit the top of the ridge, and as you can see behind us here, you can see the stream, the creek that goes all the way down. Actually, the creek is coming from everything that I see in front of me here, but it's really nice over here because you can see the entire ridge. It's wide open here. This is obviously created by all the erosion from the mountain, and the mountain over the years has just been spitting out stone and rock all over the place. And you can see Mount Temple in behind us there too. And then you can see one tree in the middle. We got so lucky to have a view all by himself. So we're going to go all the way down to those glaciers over there. And that's basically a cul-de-sac. There's no way out of here. The only way that we can get out of here is going back that way, or in behind Mount Temple there. You probably can't see it from there, but there's one little ridge that you can swoop up and then get back to the other side, and that would be your Sentinel's Pass. We have hit the spot here where there's kind of an open canyon here that flows down, and this here, you can see behind us, this is the trail that goes down off the ridge, all the way down to, there's a campsite. There's also the big steps and waterfalls there. So we decided that since we hiked, what, like 9 kilometers to get out here, we might as well go all the way to the end, because this is a dead end. We're adding 3 kilometers to our loop, but since we're doing about 20K today, it's not that big of a deal. Plus, it's not even noon yet. It'll be a very good day of hiking. We followed this ridge over, and now we're at Trail to Sentinel and the Trail to the Giant Steps meet. Yeah, you can see the little sign. That's why they put a little sign of Sentinel Pass as a little mountaineering guy, because by the looks of it, that's your trail to get to the Sentinels Pass. So my guess is that you have to kind of climb over top of boulders. As far as elevation is wise, it's not difficult, but terrain wise, you can't run this, obviously, because you're literally climbing up and down boulders. There might be... What's crazy is we went from deep, thick forest to all out just rock and boulders and stone in the matter of 30 seconds. And then this is where the fun begins. She's a napping and admiring the view, and we made it to the end of this pass.
Glacier.
Yeah, this is Horseshoe Lake and Horseshoe Glacier, but I'm going to show you guys here the cast for today.